Hi everybody, Kathy Tooley. Fourth and final most important step in effective group work, and that is grading practices. Grading practices. I want to talk just a couple of minutes about grading practices and what you grade and what you don't grade. And I want you to think about, I'm not talking about the project that they may be doing. I'm not talking about group work when you assign students a group and they're doing a long-term project. I'm talking about in class, really quick group work that we're doing. Really, it's a we-do activity to emphasize their learning. What I want you to think about in grading is less about the curriculum and more about the behaviors. If you really want highly effective group work in your school and in your classroom, you've got to, in that old adage of catch 'em being good. Reward good behavior. Compliment good behavior. Elementary teachers are way better at this than we were in secondary. I've heard elementary teachers saying, I'm loving the way the Blueberry group is all quietly working together. I look at the Raspberry group. Look how the Raspberry group all has their papers out in front of them. And somewhere around middle school or high school, we think kids don't need to hear that. And I don't know who told us that. Maybe you don't need to hear a compliment. I love compliments. And just because they're a senior in high school doesn't mean it changes. So I want you to look for ways to reward their being good. Now, high school kids are a little funnier about if I said to my seniors, I love the way the Blueberries are behaving. It isn't going to go over well, but here's what I did do. I walked around with a marker. And when they're working on that group work and I walk by and they're having a good, heated discussion, every person is participating accurately, I put a star on that paper. They knew later that was a bonus point. Now, in the grading big picture, the bonus points didn't matter that much, but it did matter it was a nice way for a student to realize, oh, look, we can argue and she's okay with that. Of course I'm okay with you arguing because I love the way you're arguing. So I want you to look for ways to grade the behavior, especially if you're first starting group works in your room. We've already talked about how you can penalize and take things away, but I really want you to get focused on giving, rewarding, looking for, seeking out appropriate good behavior. As always, if that was a helpful tip for you, please feel free to subscribe. When it comes to group work, this has been a 4-part series, so feel free to go back through any of those videos that might be helpful to you. Share this with your administration and educators that might also find benefit for this. And finally, thank you. Thank you for everything you do every day on the behalf of our kids. Have a good day, everyone.